How's everybody been? I know it's been a while. I've done a few things on the Chevy. You know, in the summertime, so busy working in the yard, doing projects around the house, and 3 hours cutting the grass every weekend. I don't get a whole lot done in the summertime, which is as much as my fault as anything. Wintertime, I tend to get a little bit more done. Working 60 hours a week and taking care of family, and the old car is just not a priority. It's a hobby. It's a fun thing. I wish I could make videos weekly and have this car done a year ago. It's just just not in the books right now. But it's okay. I do it because I enjoy it, and I enjoy making a video or two here and there. But just to catch you guys up real quick, we're pretty close to getting the body off the frame on this thing. All the metal work, and I'll show you that here in a little bit. All the metal work is pretty roughed in. Rough. I may go ahead and put full quarters on it down the road. There's no sense in finishing all that up, dolling it up when I'm going to take the body off the frame. Get the body off the frame. I got a couple things on the frame that needs done. Stuff rebuilt, changed up, kind of nice, new refurbished rolling chassis while the body's off the frame. And on its side, I don't know that I'll use a rotisserie or not, but I'll get the floor pans finished up, get the bottom of the car painted, get that all ready to go, get it all set back together, and then I'll finish up the body work. Everything kind of moves around and all that. It's no sense in getting too detailed about it, and I'm kind of burnt out on the metal work, obviously. But we're pretty close here. I'll turn you guys back on in a minute, kind of show you where we're at. It's good to see you again. Well, of course, floorboards are done. You guys have probably seen that. Got the inner rocker all pieced together. And like I said, it needs finished up, touched up, ground down, some stuff re-welded. And these quarters, it's a cool idea. Might just swap them out for full quarters. We'll kind of see how everything else goes as far as the quality of the entire project, which isn't much quality. Back bumper's off. Had a little bit of collision damage here, so I'm going to have to fix this anyhow. Tail pan, back portion of the trunk's gone. So once I get the body off the frame, I'll have the car sitting this way, and I'll replace all that before we go flipping her on the side. All the body mounts are loose except for two, and I've got to cut those, no big deal. Got the shocks undid from the floor pan. Currently got the front end up here, did get the steering column out of it. If you can see that, that's just the steering shaft. On these, got a ghost light here. I got to take the gearbox loose. Working on getting that gearbox out. I'll get the whole steering assembly off of it. We can rotate that off that pitman ball, and then I'll run a piece of rod between tie rods just so I can move it around by hand and steer it by hand, and then get the gearbox busted loose and get it out. A couple of body mounts cut out, and this thing's going to be ready to go next weekend. We'll have it off. Alright, look how rough that is. All that stuff right there, that's old grease and Texas sand. It was harder than hammered heck. I had to use an air hammer to knock all that off. Yeah, this is a dirty old car. We'll get her cleaned up though. Well, I think I'm done for the day. Got a lot done. So, while I've got the light here, I'll show you. Tail pan, like all these do. Trunk pan, I think it's a 10-inch piece. Goes up into here somewhere that you can buy. And got a hole in my spare tire well. I'm kind of interested in keeping the spare tire well, so I can probably just fix it. It's rusted at the bottom. So I'll get this trunk lid off next time somebody's visiting. Have didn't help me out. I'm an old guy, it seems like. Rough quarter panel. Doors are off. Both sides. Setting off to the side. All the body mounts are out. The two I had to cut, they're cut. I have a little crossbar on the tie rod to replace the steering assembly so that I can move it around. Just a couple pieces of scrap steel, drilled holes in it, some nuts and bolts. That way I can move it around with, you know, wheels flopping around everywhere. Steering column is out. Steering gear is out. Brake line is off. You know, we're there. We're ready to pull this body off. So, kind of my plan is, probably next weekend, we'll have old William, the wheel horse out of here. Boy, he beat the crap out of me plowing snow. We had, I don't know, 10 to 12 inches out here, and drifts as tall as that tractor. So, we got it cleared up though. Body jacked up, do whatever I gotta do, get the frame out, put it outside, and really at that point's when I really want to fix all this menagerie, get that all solid again before we go flipping her up on its side. I've got an idea. I've got a good buddy of mine, really nice guy, loaned me his rotisserie. You know, got to go get it. It's heavy. It's probably safer. But another idea I had, if you see this, it's that big caster wheel. There's another one down there on this board. And it goes all the way down there. There's more caster wheels. That thing is heavy duty, supported with steel. 4x4 wood. It's a, you know, 3 foot by 8 foot long, 7 foot. It came from a certain merchandise store that's no longer in business, but it was made to hold heavy display items and be able to move around. So I think this display item is going to go on that. We'll get into all that at that point. We'll see if it works out. If all else fails, I'll go borrow a rotisserie. I just hope to, you know, you'll see. Alright, I'm calling it a day. We'll end this video with the body on its side, hopefully. Or close. Or crashed. Barn knocked over. Something. We'll see you here in just a click of a flash for you, but for me it's going to be a long week of work. See you right back in just a sec. Alright, well, as you can tell, it's cold in the barn. Camera always acts funny. Got this made for the front. Body is off the frame. It's hovering. I made these pedestals on this steel. There's a hole right here. The same thing down here. It's kind of overbuilt to go across the fronts. I'm gonna make a new one for the back. The other one's the one in the back's gonna be a little tough. It's hard to get to it and hold it and do all this and that. So I got to measure and keep my fingers crossed that it all lines up right. Built super solid so that you know, when time comes, it'll be hopefully solid enough, huh? We'll catch you back. Let this camera warm up and charge the battery. Alright, so I've got the front one bolted in. It's pretty easy. Hard one's the back. And I'll show you up real close here. This is the one for the back. Comes out through the fender well, the front of the fender well. Just use some good old rosin core wire on my fancy newish welder. Didn't have any gas. My local spot was out of gas for the tank I got, so figured I'd save some time running around and some money for now and make some nasty old ugly welds that, you know, I don't think that's going to break. Weld it all the way around. There's my bolt holes. Hard part's holding it up there, getting the bolt started, getting the other side, and you know, using floor jacks to hold it for you, but there goes nothing. Hope to have this chassis rolled out of here today. Be back. Oh, the carnage. Well, got her out of there. I don't advise anybody doing this. That's me. That's not you. You don't do that. But I did. Lumber. Hey, gently used exhaust for a 57 Chevrolet. I'll make you a deal. There we go. Had to pull the bolts out of the hijacker, what you call it, so that the leaf springs would go up and this would go down to get it underneath the car. Put it back here, stuck a bolt in it, and just kind of a little homemade mover thing. Homemade tie rod in. There it is. Real surprised how rigid this body really is. I could jack up one corner and it would lift up the other side. Of course, the way this is sitting, this is pretty back heavy. But hey, we'll see you guys next time, huh? Just a quick little video. We'll start working on this trunk and tail pan, get that fixed up, and then on its side, if all goes well. See you guys soon. Thanks for watching.